Why do I look like I'm dying? It's good. It's not a great look on me. It's not a great look. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, hi, I'm Callie, and I am very excited to be making this video. If you don't follow my Twitter, you probably don't know, but I actually have a stomach bug that I'm finally getting over that has kind of torn me down for the past couple weeks, so I didn't think I was gonna be able to make this video before November 1st, but I am so glad that I was finally feeling well enough to film this video. And you might be asking yourself, what is this video? Well, viewer, look at the title. It's not that hard. That's probably why you clicked on the video. It's the NaNoWriMo tag. So I will be answering 9 questions. I do not remember the original creator, but I will tag them down below. I saw a couple YouTubers that I watch making this video, and I really thought the tag questions were fun, so I thought I will give my own spin on the whole thing, especially now that I am feeling better. So let's just jump into it. First question is, how many times have you done NaNoWriMo? This will actually be my 3rd year doing NaNoWriMo. My first year was 2014, where I won, which was awesome. It was the best experience ever. 2015, I actually quit halfway through, which I'll get more into in later questions, and then this will be my 3rd year. How did you first find out about NaNoWriMo? I actually used to be on a writing website called Figment. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it, but I used to write on there and kind of be a part of the writer forums on there. And I remember people would always talk about this thing called NaNoWriMo, which I obviously had not heard of at the time. And I really wanted to do it for a bunch of years, but I always told myself I was too busy. But then I kind of reprioritized my life and figured out that you kind of have to make time for everything. And writing is one thing that I for sure want to make time for. So I definitely, once I figured that out, I was in. 2014 was my year. That was my sophomore year of high school. So this will be my 3rd year and my senior year of high school continuing this, and I plan on pretty much doing it for as long as I can continue it. I think it's just a really positive environment for writing. What is the name of the first book you attempted with Nano? Actually, it had a working title at the time, That Boy in the Wheelchair, and then it turned to A Boy in a Wheelchair, and then it changed to Wheels, and then it changed to, That One Kid in a Wheelchair, and that's pretty much what it remained, I'm pretty sure, on Nano that year, but it has had a lot of working titles. Currently, it has a different one, but I will yet again get into that later. Number 4, what is a 1-sentence summary of the Nano you're working on this year? Well, I am actually doing a complete rewrite of my 2014 Nano. I loved that story. It was my entire heart and soul poured into it, and I miss my characters, and I have forced myself not to touch it because I'm too emotionally attached to my characters to give it a fair critique. But I'm doing a complete rewrite this year. Although the book itself, the structure of it, and the outlining is remaining pretty similar, I'm adding a couple scenes, and really I just need to do a complete rewrite. There are a lot of flaws in that story that kind of need to be figured out. For example, my main character, who happens to be wheelchair bound, had 0 legs at the beginning of the story and then progressed to have 1 leg when it became convenient to me in the story. So, needed to rewrite and kind of fix those plot kind of holes that are living in there. Okay, so I'm just going to read the little Nano blurb that I have on there, but it's actually 2 sentences, but I'm gonna put a semicolon in there. We'll make it 1 sentence. So, the working title currently for this story is You, Me, and the Stars. Synopsis is, pairing the school's troublemaker and an antisocial boy in a wheelchair might not seem like a dynamic duo for the centuries, semicolon. The stars just happen to be aligned for this friendship to work out. Obviously, it's a working synopsis, but that's the general idea. We have Alec, who's in a wheelchair, and Rem, who is kind of a very rebellious teenager, kind of put together to become friends, and a lot of cute, mushy, gushy gay stuff happens because I can't help myself. What is the best writing advice you have ever been given? The obvious one, which is just to write, which is a great piece of writing advice. It's so simple, but it works so well. Just write. The other piece of writing advice was actually from a teacher of mine, and it was that it is unfair to not write. It is unfair to not share the stories in your head and the morals that you have to share with the world. It's selfish to keep it to yourself. So that is something that kind of really resonated with me for some reason and kind of prompted me to stop jotting down ideas and keeping the full story in my head and just kind of pour it out and kind of share it with people, which definitely has been a piece of writing advice that I keep near and dear to my heart. Number 6 is, did you ever take a year off of Nano and why? In 2015, I actually stopped about halfway through, just under halfway through, about 2 weeks into it, and I made it 20K into my book. It was a completely different book. It was a kind of dystopian-y, sci-fi-y, fantasy novel, and I love that book, and I really want to get back around to writing that eventually, maybe for a camp NaNoWriMo, but the why of it all was I actually had some really tough times last year with my mental health. I was kind of starting to figure out why and what was going on with me. I started to be able to get help and seek help for a lot of things. I was really depressed and really anxious, and luckily I have a really great mental health team now that really supports me, and I'm really glad that I kind of did quit Nano when I did, because it was a huge stressor at the time, but I definitely feel mentally able to be doing Nano this year. So I'm really appreciative that I'm able to, because it is my favorite month of the year. Like, it's my favorite time. Like, people who have done Nano before, you know, it's awful, but it's the best ever. Like, the community makes it totally worth it. Number 7 is, what is your biggest inspiration when figuring out to write? Well, I'm actually in a creative writing class right now, so that has really jump-started my inspiration for kind of rewriting this novel. I have a ton of ideas in my brain. Obviously, I'm a writer. I have like 7 book ideas at once, but my creative writing class has really helped me hone in on one idea and help me kind of focus my thoughts on just pursuing one of my ideas and really working on that and kind of delving deeper into characters and plots and strengthening that type of stuff instead of just writing like 6 awful books, kind of focusing on one of them. So that has really helped. Also, my brother is a writer, so seeing him write and hearing about his story really helps me be inspired and want to write my story. We are both kind of keen of coming up with really stupid story ideas and bouncing them off of each other, which really is a good, inspiring thing as an author, to hear kind of another author tell you that your idea sucks or tell you that what you're writing is good, and just kind of being in a writing environment and just being in a mindset of people who love books and love writing. My friend Emily loves writing and reading, and my friend Jessica loves writing and reading. So it's just being surrounded by people who support what you're doing is really kind of my inspiration for continuing my story. Plus, the people I've told about my story, my You, Me, and the Stars story, have loved the idea and loved my characters just as much as I do, which hearing other people love your story is probably the most inspiring way to write. Like, hearing other people be just as excited about things that live in your head is like the best. The next question is, read the first line from one of your stories. Well, with this rewrite, I'm pretty much getting rid of the first 2 scenes of my 2014 Nano and adding one, so that doesn't really exist currently, so I'll read you the first line from my 2015 Nano. The first line of my 2015 Nano also needs to be rewritten. That first scene is a little bit out of order, but the first line currently is ready for like the atmospheric music and the dim lights. Here we go. It was a Friday night and someone was going to die. So that's that. And the last question is, why do you love writing? I could make a whole 10-part video series on this, but writing is an escape for me. It is a part of my personality. It is part of who I am. When I think of myself categorized into boxes, one of the biggest ones is writer. I love the craft of writing. I love literature. I love the art and the science behind writing, and I personally use it kind of as a gateway into who I am as a person and kind of figuring things out in myself and being able to pour that into the human nature that is my characters. I feel like I owe it to my characters in order to write them a good story, especially when it comes to this story. It is very near and dear to my heart, and my characters are my babies, so getting to write them the story they deserve, it pours out of me. It is written for me almost, and I just need to be the one to type it out. So having that ability to be able to create something that moves me and hypothetically one day could move someone else really is empowering. I'm just glad that I have writing in my life, and I'm glad that I have friends and family who support me with my writing endeavors, and I just am writing. I love it. If you guys want to add me on the NaNoWriMo website, I will leave the link down in the description box. And please comment down below if you guys are actually doing NaNoWriMo this year. I would love to hear what you guys are writing and kind of get to buddy up with some people, especially here on YouTube. It's really fun to be able to make videos and stuff. I will not be making daily videos by any means for NaNoWriMo. Obviously, my first priority will be writing. And since I am sick, I'm also trying to catch up with school. So YouTube is gonna kind of take a back burner on NaNoWriMo vlogs, but I will be making wrap-up videos at the end. I also may be making other videos if I so decide to, or maybe I will do a vlog one week. It kind of depends what you guys want and what I'm feeling up to, so please comment down below if you guys would like to see that type of video, or if there's any other type of video you guys would like to see with NaNoWriMo. Just please comment that down below. I would love to hear you guys' input on that type of stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There will be more to come soon, especially now that I am feeling better, and I appreciate you guys sticking around even though I was so sick for about a month that I wasn't really posting as regularly as I would hope to. I have a ton of videos coming up for this channel, so stick around and hit subscribe if you guys want to see those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.